Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here again. Okay, so we have another product. If you guys remember a little while ago, a company called POWEROWL reached out to us and they wanted us to test their batteries, right? And I use batteries all the time, which we all do. So I thought, yeah, sure, okay. So they sent me another product here. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's batteries because that's mostly what they do. But let me see here. Let's open this bad boy up and see what they got in there. Alright, there's a little shipper paper and then some recycled paper. That's always good, guys. You gotta save the environment when you can. Alright, and then, okay, so here it is, POWEROWL. Okay, these look like batteries here. Let's see. Oh, they even serial number their batteries. That's cool. That's cool. That way, if they have a problem ever in their lineup, they can go back and figure out what series it was from if they have a defect or something. That's a very important thing. That's a very important thing. Yep. Okay, so we have AAA batteries, guys. They were nice enough. Look at this. Look at how tiny that is. That's so cool. That's a little business card from POWEROWL. Very cool. Very, very personalized. There you go. They sent us 16, it looks like. There's 8. Yep, 16 of these little bad boys. Let me turn some light on here so we can see better. 16 of these little bad boys, and these are AAA batteries, guys. And that way, I'll give them a pretty good run through and see if these can last up. Now, guys, if you remember, I am a huge fan of Antelope. I've been using Antelope for almost 20 years now. It has to be almost 20 years. These are Antelope. Now, notice that the POWEROWL looks exactly like the Antelope, except the names are different. So what we're going to do is the first thing that I look at when I grab batteries of any kind, whether they're alkaline or anything, is I have a habit of weighing them. And the reason for that is because there's really no shortcut for quality in the battery cells. If they're light, they're usually garbage. This is something I learned. So we're going to weigh 2 of these guys here. See, 12 grams a piece. So you got a pretty heavy little AAA battery. So 24 grams-ish. This isn't 100% accurate. It just gives you an idea. So about 24 grams per set of batteries, if you will. 12 grams a piece. So it's definitely the weight is there for sure. So I'll pop these open now here. I want to thank POWEROWL for sending me these. This is a sponsored review. We didn't pay anything for this product, and you know what? If these are junk, guys, I'll tell you. I'll be happy to tell you because our reviews have to stand the quality of time. So one thing I noticed right away, guys, right away, the other batteries are pretty good. These seem a little light. Let's see if my guess is correct here. Remember, these are 12 apiece. Oh, no, you know what? Boy, that was an illusion. Wow, it felt lighter for some reason. So we're still 12 grams. That means the battery cells are actually there as far as the amount. And then 24 for 2. Look at that, guys. It's actually, let's see, 24. And, yep, 24. Look at that. Wow, it felt different, guys. It really felt lighter. Huh, that's really strange. Yeah, they feel lighter for some reason. Wow, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, it's the illusion of the POWEROWL. Maybe because it's an owl and has wings and it can fly. I don't know. They're lighter. But according to the scale, guys, they're the exact same weight as my Antelopes. And I absolutely love. I do not use any other kind of batteries for many, many years other than the Antelopes because I've used them so many times that they've always never, they've never let me down. So I'm going to give these a thorough testing here. And then we'll come back at a later time in this. Well, for me, it'll be probably a week or so. For you, it'll probably be maybe a couple seconds. But we're going to give these a full trial. I'm going to put them in various things. I'm going to put them in stuff like, let's see here, like RC stuff and maybe remote controls, things like that, because there's not a lot of things that take AAAs anymore. Everything seems to be the AA. And let's look on the side here. Let's see what it says here. It says let's see, 1.2 volt HR03 AAA, and it says, I believe it says 1,000 milliamp hours. The weird thing is it looks like it says 000 milliamp hours. So I'm assuming it's 1,000. Let's see what the Antelopes are rated for to get a fair shot here. Let's see if I can even read this here. Okay, so there they are. So there you go. You got 1.2 volts. Okay. And then you have 750 milliamp hours AAA. So if indeed this is actually more, now the weight tells me they're about the same battery. So I have to test it to see, but Yeah, this says 1,000 milliamps in this little tiny little box here, and then a little tube, and then this says only 750. So okay, POWEROWL, I'll tell you what. You are changing my mind about trying other batteries. Like I said, I've used Antelopes for probably, it's got to be close to 20 years. And this is actually the manufacturer, Shenzhen EPT Battery Company Limited. And then there's that holy crapzilla of an address. Boy, imagine having to write that every time you mail something. Holy cow. So obviously, definitely on a channel. I do like this. I think this is a very, very strong addition to your product, is where you actually stamp them. It almost looks like a hand stamper. You know what I mean? Like some unlucky fellow over there is going poop, poop, poop a billion times a day. But I like that because, like I said, when you have a problem with a product, you know, and all products have defects. Every product ever made has defects. That's why there's different versions of products. You could actually pinpoint and say, okay, well, these three were bad, and they came out of this run. So they can go back and they can see, was it a one-time problem, or was it a problem with the entire day or the whole run? Or, you know, that's very, very good. I don't remember, unless I missed it, I don't remember other battery companies actually putting serial numbers on the box. Now, they might have had it and I just missed it, but I just noticed it because it's the obvious. Like I said, it looks like a hand stamper. But all right, we're gonna definitely give these a what have you for a few days here, and we're gonna give it a try. If it's really 250 milliamps more, yeah, I'll commend them for getting that much into a lighter casing. But so far, same. All right, we're giving them a try, guys. Okay, guys, well, we're back, and we have, now that was a long time for me, but only probably a second for you guys. So these are the 3 POWEROWL 1,000 milliamp hour batteries that I completely exhausted. These are 100% DEAD. Okay.
Ready for a nap.
They're ready, yes,
Oh,
a dirt nap. Yeah, these are dead.
Oh.
Okay, so guys, now how we're going to do this is we're going to use their POWEROWL charger, which is pretty cool. It's very light, very handy, and you can slide it right in your pocket if you have to. And then you just get a normal micro cable to USB or whatever, USB-C to micro, whatever gets you to USB micro. And then you can plug it in like a battery bank, or this one we're going to do in the wall here.
So who is this made by?
This is POWEROWL.
Who?
POWEROWL.
Who?
POWEROWL, I said.
Who? Get it?
Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I fell for that, guys.
I guess if it's a power, I'll be who? You know, more powerful.
All right, guys. I just woke up. I'm half asleep, and my lady got me with that one. Okay, POWEROWL.
Who?
Okay. So these are 1,000 milliamp hours, please. And I thought that they felt just a tad bit light compared to the other ones, but I weighed them, and they were both exactly 12 grams. But that's a 750 milliamp hour battery for 12 grams, and this is 1,000 for 12 grams.
Oh, that's more.
More power, but usually less weight comes less power in batteries. So we're going to give that a test. So what we have here...
What's the name Power? They gotta have power.
Well, it's an owl too, so it's light. Okay, so like, you ever heard of owl fly? They're very quiet. Okay.
I think they're heavy though, aren't they?
Okay, so I'm awake now. Okay, so this is an actual milliamp hour meter. So what it can do is it can see exactly how much power is being transferred through this cable into this charger, and we're going to charge just one of these so we can get an accurate representation of how many milliamp hours we could actually put into here for battery capacity. I wish I would have thought of this before with when I had the AA's, but they lasted just as long as the Antelopes that we use all the time. So that was my measurement. But now I have a scientific measurement here, and I forgot I had it. So we're gonna plug that in here.
Did they sent you the batteries and the charger? I wasn't here for the first half.
No, just the batteries. 16 batteries, because they know I had the charger already.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they added that on there. Did you have a power bank real quick? I just want to show the folks. Can you grab a power?
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Just any power bank?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, and then I can use that. So I want to show, just in case if any of the viewers are not familiar with how this thing works, I'm going to show you exactly how this works real quick through a power bank.
Got a small one.
Actually, you know what, guys? No, I won't do it this way. Okay.
Oh.
I could, but I'm afraid that the power bank might die or turn off during testing, so I want to plug it in the wall. Okay, so notice that this says 5.14 voltage, and then this is amps, and then that's wattage, and then the blue one. Now, the blue one is the one we're going to keep a look at. Hopefully, you can see that, guys. I don't know if it's clear or not.
Let me see.
Let's see, is that clear?
Yeah.
It's probably clear. Okay, so the blue one is the milliamp hours. That's how much power is going to go into this battery. Now, remember, we're expecting 1,000 milliamps in this or very close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't always hold companies at fault when let's say it's 978 milliamps. Yes, I'd like to see 1,000, but you know, it's not always the case because it's under best world conditions and everything, like solar panels. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook this bad boy up to the outlet here, and then I'm going to show you that we have the power being recorded here. Hopefully you guys can see that. We have power being recorded here, so that way it starts at 0. And then I'll do this live so there's no trickery here. All right, because I'm curious, you know, and now I'm going to start testing my envelopes. You know, I can't believe I didn't think of this years ago, because I had that for years. Okay, so we're going to plug in this bad boy, and then this little guy turns on. I like the way it turns on. See, it's like a Knight Rider thing. It's pretty cool. Matter of fact, let's do that again, guys. I like that. It's pretty cool. Bam, look at that.
It doesn't make that noise, but you gotta make that noise.
Yeah, you gotta make the noise. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put just one battery in here, the POWEROWL 1,000 milliamp hour, and we're gonna put it in here. Notice this has the slot for the USB, I'm sorry, USB, the AAAs and the AAAs, the 2 different slots. And now notice that the power is actually moving now. So we're getting about a half of ampere, and now, yep, 5.52. So you see what it's doing, guys? It's like trickling a half amp and then stopping. That means that the battery cell are so exhausted that it has to be careful putting energy in there, because you don't want to, you know, like force energy into a dead battery, because it's not a good idea. It would be the same as me waking you up at 3 a.m. and then making you run a mile. You'd be very unhappy with me. Okay, so we're gonna let that go, guys, in real time, and I'll come back to it. Well, in real time for us, it'll be on video. I still, you know, I have that stop motion thing, but I can't get it to work, guys. I can make the video, but I can't put it in the video editing software that I have. So it's, you know. All right, so we're gonna let it go, guys.
It's a work in progress.
Yep. See, it's still going 0.5 amps, so half an amp at 5. How many volts is it? Is it 5, right?
5.2.
5.14.
5, yeah. It goes up and down. 5.13.
There you go. Okay.
5 point.
And then half an amp.
Yeah.
And notice that it spikes and then stops, spikes and stops. We'll get one more look at that, guys, just so you can see that.
Hopefully you can see that.
Yeah, I think they can see that. So notice it's 5.14, and then it spikes and then stops. That's, like I said, because the battery cells are so exhausted, it's going to take a few minutes to get a battery up to cell before it shoves energy in there. Chargers do that to protect. Oops, I popped it out. I was going to spin it so you can see the name.
Well, now it's not charged.
There you go. Okay, battery cells do that, guys, or chargers do that, and sometimes batteries do, to protect the cells, because it, like I said, you don't want to just go shoving energy in there. All right, so I'll leave the POWEROWL name out, because, you know, the envelopes look the same. So just want to make full transparency for the video here, is that's the POWEROWL, and then here's the settings again. So we're good to go, waiting. Okay, so we're gonna come back to this video, guys, in a little bit, and then
I'm watching you, batteries.
there you go. The wife is gonna sit here and watch them for the next, probably at this speed, probably 4 hours.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll be back. All right. Okay, guys, well, it's done. It charged the entire battery up here, so it's all green. The flashing of the lights, guys, that you see on the camera, that's they don't flash like that in real life. That's the flicker rate of the camera, the amount of frames that the camera records in, and the amount of resonance or flicker rate of the LED lights. LEDs are not friendly to cameras, as you can see. See how they flash? And if I go back, you see how they act weird? So there's like a blinking that happens at LED lights. Okay, so interesting stuff of what I found. I'm gonna charge all 3 to verify what I found, to make sure that I was correct or so. If you look on here, there is only, let me see if I can get that on there. If you can see that clear enough, it says 551 milliamp hours, and that was at 5.13 volts coming out. That's less than 1,000 if I'm not mistaken. But what I'm going to do is make sure this, since this is the first time I've ever done a test like this to check the milliamp hours of an actual battery like that, maybe I did something wrong. So what I want to do is I want to always have a fair test, and we're going to charge these 2 So we're going to zero this out here. We're going to take, now this one's charged, and I'll leave it here so that way you know that that's the same one that's charged. And then what we're going to do is we're going to zero this out. Okay, so let's hold down the button here. Well, here you can watch it in real time here. We'll zero this out. Okay, and we'll go to, okay, so now it's on 0, see 0 milliamp hours. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the battery in right, oh, that's the charge one already, sorry. Okay, we take this one, and then we're going to pop this bad boy in there. Now remember, all these were completely depleted. And then here you go. So you're charging in real time here, and as you can see, it's going, there it goes. Okay, so about a half an amp. So we're going to let it charge, guys. That's not a very speedy charger, but I only was able to get 500, was it 550 milliamp hours in here. So I like to double verify that, and I'm going to triple verify that by doing this one too. So what I'll do is I'll leave this one on the bag, and that way, well, yeah, I could just leave them like this, guys. I'll leave that one that's uncharged here, and the one that is charged on the right, and then we'll let this bad boy go again. Remember, it's not blinking. That's the flicker rate of these LED lights. See how weird that is? See, it's like a pulsating thing. So LED lights are very strange. All right, guys, well, we're going to continue this test obviously in a few minutes, and we're going to see well, it'll be a few seconds for you, but it'll probably be an hour for me, maybe longer. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back for the second charging of the second battery, the POWEROWL. So as you can see, it's green now, and it says it's all done. So we're going to look at the numbers on the little meter here. And to my surprise, as you can see, hopefully you can see that good, guys, it says I think it says 555 if my eyes don't deceive me. And it says it's all done charging. So that means that technically I'm only getting 555 milliamp hours inside of this battery. So a little concerning so far. Okay, we're gonna put this over here, and now what I'm gonna try to do, guys, is give me 1 second if you would. I'm gonna grab another tester. Okay, now I like this tester better than the older one that I have, but just in case, we're going to do a backup just to make sure. We're going to plug this in here, and then we're going to see, let me see if it's zeroed out here. Okay, it was set to 12 milliamps here. Okay, so there, as you can see, it's zeroed out now. I got to turn it this way now. Okay, it's zeroed out here, and it's at 0 milliamp hours, 5.11 volts. Okay, no time and no amps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the third battery, and this will quality control, just in case. Maybe my way is not the best way to test them, or they're not holding what the rate it is. Now, this is the first official charge of the battery, but I can't see that much, being held back. So I'm going to put this third one in here, and then let me raise this up just a tad so you can see. Okay, so here's the thing, it's zeroed out, and then we're going to put this POWEROWL. It's the third one, and notice that charged right away, guys. Okay, so we're going to let it go for the third test, and then instead of using this one, we're going to use this as the older one. But as you can see, it's charging here. It says 5.02 volts at 1/3 of an amp, going up and down, and then 1 milliamp already in there. So we have to come back and see when this one's done and see if that has a different rating than what these two did. So far I was only getting about 5 to 550 milliamp hours inside these batteries. But okay, we have to wait. Okay, guys, and I am back for the third battery. As you can see, it's fully charged here. Now I have, if you look over here, if I can move this quick, it is, let's see if I can get this on here. Hopefully you can read that. It says 492 milliamp hours. So that's even less than the other two. So an average now is I'm only getting about 500 milliamp hours into this battery. This was 500. These were about 550, and then I think this was like 5 something. But yeah, that's a little bit less than I was expecting, guys. So hopefully, other than that, they're pretty decent batteries, but hopefully the company can contact or maybe see this video and see if this is normal. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna contact them and see what they say. These are supposed to be 1,000 milliamps. Maybe this is not the best way to test them, but seems to work for every other device that I have. I have two testers here, and like I said, I did like how they worked before, so I did use them, and I was charging at 5 volts, which is very slow. I wish this was a USB-C, but this is a micro. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. Maybe the other ones lived up to the potential, but the double A's, I don't know. It's 1,000 milliamp hours, but I'm only able to put, according to my tests, I don't know, these aren't really scientifical, but at least they give you an idea. They're not like professional tools. They're just the average stuff that a homeowner would have, or you know, enthusiast would have. But I should have these saved. Hold on one second, if I can get a thing here. Okay, so here's a battery brick, and that way we can see. I still have, remember, the memory from the last two in here. So let's plug this in. See how it saves the memory in there? That's why these are cool, guys. So this battery right here, the first one, which was the last one that I charged them in this order. This one, this one, this one. This one I don't have the milliamp hours saved because I had to delete it for the second one. But this is the third one. It's 492 milliamp hours went into this one. And now I don't know, when I put them in a device, it wouldn't turn on, so I assumed, you know, they're all definitely depleted. So they all should have took about the same, because when you use multiple batteries in a device, they all balance as far as voltage. It's why you should never put a very full battery with a very empty battery, because that voltage will, you know, hurry up and go to the lower of the voltage. But let's see here. Now this one is the memory from the second one here, and notice that one says, if my eyeballs work good, that one says 468. So that one got 550, 468, and 495. So that's an average of 500 milliwatts per battery. So hopefully the company will see this and reach out to me and see if maybe I made a mistake on the charging. But that's my initial review of this, guys. Like I said, the batteries worked fine, but until you get, you know, scientific information as far as, I'm going to reset these now, you know, how the actual power that is, you know, coming in. And it took 1 hour and 49 minutes to charge that last one. So that one was 492. And then this one should have the time on there as well. Let's see, I think it has a time. Well, I can't see that. Hold on. Let me get my eyeballs here. I got to get my specs here so I can see. Sometimes the things are so tiny on here. No, okay, so this one does not have a, or at least I don't know if it does here. Let me check. Let's see here. Okay, so time 1 hour and 23 minutes. It's that little tiny one, right? You can see why I can't see it. You got to do the accordion thing here, the trombone. The time is right there, 1 hour 23 minutes, I believe it says. I had to use my loop to see that. I mean, holy crapzilla, my eyeballs. But that is pretty tiny, guys. That is pretty tiny. And then that was on this battery. So this one only got 492. And then this one got 468. And then this one, I believe, got 5 something. So they're averaging about 500 milliamps each. So I'm going to reach out to the company and see what they say. All right, guys. Well, this is definitely the review of the AAA batteries. Hopefully, I'll have an update to this one. And overall, I like them, but I want 1,000 milliamps in the battery because it says that, guys. It says 1,000 milliamp hours in that battery. So I'm going to do another test, and if anything changes, I'll make another video. Or if I hear from the company, I'll definitely make another video and update to this, just to kind of let people know what we thought. It's just an opinion. As you can see, we just tried the average stuff just to test them, and you know, we'll go from there. All right, guys, ramble on. Be safe. Links in the description if you want to check them out. I would hold off on them, guys. Just let me do a little bit more testing to get my honest opinion. As far as I want to get a lot of tests to make sure that, you know, this lives up. I look at them as 500 milliamp hour batteries right now, and then that might change as far as when the company contacts us. Hopefully they will, and then we can chat. Maybe they sent me, you know, batteries that defective. I don't know. I don't know. Or I was doing the testing correctly. It's a possibility too. But this has worked for other batteries. All right, guys, ramble on. Be safe, and I'll see you again here on Ramblin Bob Reviews. Bye, guys.